Hey, I'm in the New King James Bible. My mom gave me this Bible. I read the whole entire Bible. I can't believe it's almost going to be 5 months, since my mom died. 6 months since my stepdad took his life. You know what I'm doing on my break. I'm putting in that work with God. I believe the Bible is the most important tool as a Christian, and that's my best way to bond with Him during all these times. And we in the Gospel according to Mark chapter 3, healing on the Sabbath. The Lord is the Lord of the Sabbath. The Gospel according to Mark chapter 3. And he entered the synagogue again, and a man was there who had a withered hand. And so they watched him closely, whether he would heal him on the Sabbath, and so they might accuse him. And he said to the man who had the withered hand, "Step forward." And then he said to them, "Is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good or to do evil, to save life or to kill?" But they kept silent. And when he had looked around and at them with anger, and being grieved by the hardness of their hearts, he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored as whole as the other. And then the Pharisees went out and immediately plotted with the Herodians against him, and how they might destroy him. The great multitudes followed Jesus. Chapter 3, verse 7. But Jesus withdrew with his disciples to the sea, and the great multitudes from Galilee allowed him, and they followed him, and from Judea, and Jerusalem, and Idumea, and beyond the Jordan, and those from Tyre and Sidon, and the great multitudes, when they heard how many things he was doing, came to him. So he told his disciples that a small boat should be kept ready for him, because if the multitudes least, they should crush him. For he healed many, and so that many as had afflictions pressed upon him, so he touched him. And the unclean spirits, whenever they saw him, they fell down before him and cried out, saying, "You are the Son of God." But he sternly warned them that they might not make him known. The 12 disciples. Chapter 3, verse 13. And he went up from the mountain, and he called to him those who himself wanted. And they came to him, and then he appointed 12, and that they might be with him, and that he might send them out to preach, and to have power to heal the sicknesses, and to cast out demons. Simon, to whom he gave the name Peter, James the son of Zebedee, and John the brother of James, to whom he gave the name Boanerges. Oh, I know I messed that up. That is the son of thunder. Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. And they went into the house. So then the multitudes came together again, so that they could not so much as eat bread. But when his own people heard about this, they went out to lay hold of him, for they said, "He is out of his mind." And the scribes who came down from Jerusalem said, "He has a Beelzebub, and by the ruler of the demon he cast out demons." And so he called them to himself, and he said to them in parables, How can Satan cast out Satan? If the kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house is divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan has risen up against himself and is divided, he cannot stand, but he has an end. No one can enter a strong man's house and plunder his goods unless he first binds the strong man, and then he will plunder his house. The unpardonable sin. In chapter 3, verse 28. Jesus, "Assuredly I say to you, all sins will be forgiven the Son of Man, and whatever blasphemies they may utter." But in chapter 3, verse 28. "Assuredly I say to you, all sins will be forgiven the sons of men, and whatever blasphemy they may utter. But he who blasphemes against the Holy Spirit never has forgiveness, but is subject to eternal condemnation, because they said he has unclean spirit." Jesus' mother and brother sent for him. Chapter 3, verse 31. Then his brothers and his mother came, and standing outside they sent to him, calling him. And the multitudes was sitting around him. And they said to him, "Look, Your mother and your brother are outside seeking you. But he answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brothers? And he looked around in a circle on those who sat about him, and said, Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of God is my brother and my sister and mother. That's right. God bless you.